Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to see the interrelationships between the parameters of an two-port network. Under this, we are going to discuss now about H parameters in terms of Z parameters. And next derivation will be H parameters in terms of Y parameter. H parameters in terms of ABCD parameter will be the continuous lecture. So now we want to express H parameter in terms of Z parameters. So what are the H parameters we have? So how to write down H parameters is, so we have V1, I1 are at input side, V2, I2 at output side. So now we want to write down V1, I2. Okay. So how to write down the form is V1, I2 input voltage, output current is equal to H11, H12, H21 as well as H22 of I1, V2. So here V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2 is the first equation. Second equation is I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. And what are the Z parameters means V1 V2 is equal to Z11 Z12 Z21 Z22 into I1 I2. Therefore V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2 is one equation. V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So in this H parameter, we revert to express V1 in terms of I1 and V2. See that where is I1 and V2? So I1 is there, V2 is there, but in terms of V1. Okay. So identify the equation V1 in terms of I1 as well as V2. So which equation we need to compare, plays an major role. Okay. So here you can see here. So here we are going to have the two equations. So either I2 should be in terms of I1 V2. So I2 is in terms of I2 is in terms of I1 and V2. So this is mapping the equation. You can write down as V2 minus Z21 I1 is equal to Z22 I2 is the equation. So now we want to express I2 in terms of I1 V2. So for this I am going to write down it as the first term I need to have I1. I am writing it as V2 by Z22 minus Z21 divided by Z22 I1 is equal to I2. So compare with the standard equation. Okay. So 1 second. So when you compare with the standard expression, I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. So this is the value of H21, this is the value of H22. So now H11, H12, H21, H22. H21 is equal to minus Z21 divided by Z22 and h22 is equal to 1 by z22. So that's how we transform h parameters in terms of z parameters. And h11 we need to do here. So in this equation we require the equation of v1 in terms of i1 v2, but the creating problem is i2. We have to express i2 in terms of i1 v2, that is there in this equation. So substitute this in the place of i2. The resultant equation we are going to get v1 is equal to z11 i1 plus z12 i2. How to write down i2 is v2 divided by z22 minus z21 divided by z22 into i1. So this is directly in v2 as well as i1. So when you write down here, v1 is equal to z11 i1 plus z12 divided by z22 v2 minus z12 z21 divided by z22 into i1. Take I1 as a common term. When I1 is a common term, then we are going to get Z11 minus Z12 minus Z21 divided by Z22 plus Z12 divided by Z12 divided by Z22 into V2. So when you compare with the standard equation here, V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. Then the value of h11 in terms of z is this value, the value of this is here. So z11 is equal to, z1 equal to z11 z22 minus z12 z21 divided by z22 is the value of h11. What is the value of h12? The value of h12 is equal to z12 divided by z22. So by using this procedure successfully we have been transformed h parameters in terms of z parameters. What is the first derivation? H parameters in terms of z parameters. This plays an important role. First, I will repeat the procedure. First, write down the given z parameters as it is. Okay. After writing the z parameters as it is, express this in terms of I1 and V2. In terms of I1 and V2, we have to express the I2 expression. So substitute this I2 expression in this expression such a way that V1 should consist of only I1 terms and V2 terms. Compare both basic equation. Automatically, you can transform H parameters in terms of Z parameters, called the interrelationship between H and Z parameter. So if you feel the content is useful, please like, share with your friends, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. And if you're watching the channel for the first time, subscribe the channel. Yours obediently Ram.